Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host, JC. Today, we're going to take the mystery out of the Gamo Hunter Extreme 25 caliber brake barrel. I'm pretty excited about this because I've never had a 25 caliber Gamo brake barrel. So we're definitely going to do some testing on this. But before we go through the process, do me a favor, if you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. And it really does help support the channel. So also, have the opportunity, check out my website, www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, I've got various t-shirts, I've got hats, I've got my Generation 2 bipods, which actually would go well on this Gamo rifle right here. And I also have the Gamo trigger screw kits. Best $10 you ever spend, and I'm going to show you in this video the difference between before and after as far as the trigger kit goes. Anyway, let's get back to the subject on hand. This is another exclusive from Gamo. You're not going to be able to find this anywhere else except the Gamo website. And I've seen these on sale lately. When I picked this up, there was a 40% off sale. And this was an exclusive. This was the Ultimate Kit. And the Ultimate Kit, you got the rifle. This scope did not come with the gun. This is a BSA aftermarket that I put on there. They don't even make this scope anymore. But it did come with their 3x9x40. You guys have seen this. This is their typical Gamo scope. I don't need to pull it out of here, but it's the typical Gamo scope. You've seen it all the time. They're actually, it'll get you by. It will. It just doesn't have an adjustable objective. But it also came with a gun cover, this little compact gun cover. So you could cover the gun if it was raining or what have you. It's nice and compact. You can cover that. It came with 2 cans of 25 caliber Gamo pellets here, 2 cans, and it came with a stack of targets. So you have a stack of targets. So this came in a whole kit. And like I said, this has been as much as 40% off. So, and it could still be on sale at this point too. I don't know. But let's talk about what this is. You guys saw that I did the 22 caliber version of this. So this is the 25 caliber version. A few little different things on it, very subtle, and we'll go over those. But anyway, again, 25 caliber brake barrel. This has their IGT Mach 1 piston. That's a 33 millimeter cylinder. That's the largest cylinder and piston that Gamo provides, and it does give you the power that goes with it, that's for sure. So this overall gun is 49.2 inches long. So that's how long the gun is. The barrel is 19.7 inches. The gun weighs 7.8 pounds without the scope. So you add the scope, you're over 8 pounds. It's got this gorgeous hardwood stock. And I mean, this is beautiful. If you look at the checkering on this, it really is. It's really nice. It comes with the open sights. So you've got your green in the back here, and then you have a globe that protects the front, obviously, and you have your red in the front there. So it does come with open sights. So if you're one of those guys that like shoot open sights, this is great because you have the option of doing either or, which is great. This does come with a famous cat trigger, which is fantastic. And again, I'm going to tell you, once you put my trigger screw kit into this, it is amazing. And I'm going to show you firsthand the difference between before and after with this trigger kit. This is truly a hunting rifle. I mean, you're talking 25 caliber, you're shooting, you know, anywhere between 20 and 30 grain pellets. You're going to get some decent foot-pounds of energy downrange, that's for sure. And that's exactly what you want when you're hunting. So let's take this rifle out and we'll go test it. Now, if you'll do notice that there is no suppressor on the end of this. This does not have the suppressor, but it's still nice looking rifle, and it's pretty much the similar setup as the 22 caliber, but we're obviously going with a larger caliber. But anyway, let's go out, let's go play with this, let's go test it. I'm excited to test this and see how it functions. So stay tuned for the next segment. All right, let's test our Gamo Hunter 25 caliber over the chronograph, and curious to see how this is going to perform. What we're going to use Gamo's own pellets. This is their competition lead pellet. It's just under a 22 grain pellet. It's 21.75. So we shoot 5 shots over the chrony, we'll average it. Then I'm going to tell you how it did with a little heavier pellet. We'll go from there. So let's just do 5 shots, average it out. All right. Shot number 1. That's 8.15. And let's see. Shot number 2. 802. Shot number 3. 812. Shot number 4. 804. And one more. Shot number 5. 797. That one dropped a little bit under 800. But you see, the average is probably right there around 800. It's going to give us probably around 32 foot-pounds of energy, something around there. Okay, another pellet that actually did really well, and these guys are actually kind of tearing it up lately, is the JTS Dead Centers. This is a 25.39 grain pellet. We average, these fit really well in the breech. We average 775 feet per second, and it gave us just a hair under 34 foot-pounds of energy. So not bad for a break barrel rifle, that's for sure. So anyway, there's your Chronograph Performance. So let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our Gamo Hunter, our 25 caliber here, for some accuracy to see how well it performs. Okay, full disclosure. I went through and I narrowed down some pellets that were shooting roughly half-inch groups, and that would have been the H&N Field Target Trophies, the Barracuda Greens, those are right around a 20 grain, and the JTS Dead Centers. So they all shot right around a half-inch group, maybe a little less actually. And so I pretty much did the accuracy test and I was done. Then my buddy Ben from the pellet shop sent me some new AEA pellets. So even though I was done with this, I was eyeballing because he sent me some various weights. And there was a 25 caliber pellet that was a 25.3 grain. And I'm like, yeah, I should just try it. Oh my God. This pellet ran circles around the rest. And doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do that every time in every gun. It's just this Gamo rifle really likes these AEA pellets. And it wasn't even close. There was nothing else this close. So I'm hoping on camera now, because I'm going to shoot this again, but I'm going to be using these AEA pellets, and we're going to hope that we're going to get some good grouping here. Anyway, we're at our usual break barrel distance, 20 yards. Go ahead and check that out real quick. And we're going to shoot 5 shots. We'll see how we make out. But I'm pretty excited about these AEA pellets because I'm telling you, all of a sudden, the Gamo found its pellet. And like I said before, it's the rifle that'll find its pellet. You just need to introduce it to them. But let's see how well we do. 5 shots, once again. All right. Shot number 1. Alrighty. Remember, we're going for grouping. Shot number 2. Shot number 3. All right. Shot number 4. I'm not commenting on this because I don't want to jinx it. And one more. And can we do it? Can we get this last one through that same hole? Because so far, I told you, these pellets are lights out in this rifle for some reason. All right, one more. Now that's unbelievable. I'm telling you, unbelievable group. Really is. So once again, thanks Ben. Appreciate these AEA pellets, but they're definitely the perfect match for this Gamo 25. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test out the pull weight on the Gamo here. Now, I got to tell you guys, this is right out of the box. This is the way the trigger is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you out of the box. This is I cranked the screw down as far as I could to get the lightest pull weight on it. And we're going to show you what it is out of the box. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what the trigger pull weight is with my trigger kit installed. It'll be the best $10, and I keep repeating this, and we are going to get blown away here. It was going to be the best $10 you'll ever spend on your Gamo rifle that either has a cat or a sat trigger. Hope you guys can hear this. I'm telling you, it is so windy right now. All right, let's reset our trigger gauge here and see what our pull weight is. All right, that was a 4-pound trigger, 4 pounds. That got 4 pounds. So not bad, but now I'm going to show you what it looks like with the, or how it performs rather, with our trigger screw. Okay, now I'm going to show you with the upgraded trigger screw. I'm telling you again, and look at the reviews I have on these. This is the best $10 you will ever spend on your Gamo rifle that has a SAT or a CAT trigger. Now watch this. Yeah, I think we're getting blown away here. One pound, 10 ounces. 1 pound, 10 ounces. So we went from 4 pounds to 1 pound and 10 ounces. So that significantly shaved a lot off. And I have it right where it's still safe, but it makes a huge difference when you're shooting. Again, best $10 you'll ever spend on your Gamo rifle. All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, let's do a little plinking with our Gamo 25. And what we're gonna use, yes, the most accurate pellets were these AEA Precision Airgun pellets. These are the 25.3 grain pellet. And I showed you, I told you during the actually portion of this that those were kind of a fluke. Those got sent to me at the last minute, and they are the performers. So anyway, we're usual plinking distance, which is about 40 yards. Go ahead and take a quick look, and you can see what we're going to shoot at. We're going to shoot at some steel targets. Got a big ram, some little eggs, a few things like that. So we'll start with the big ram. We'll work our way from the right to the left. And I want you guys to pay attention to the impact on this thing, because we're looking right around that 32, 33 foot-pounds of energy, but you really notice it when you're hitting these steel targets. So check this out. All right. Let's go for the big ram to start with. All right. I mean, that is just a thud. There's just no question about it. All right. And let's see. Little egg. But you just watch those eggs dance. I mean, the impact. Whoa. I'm impressed. All right. Next little egg. It's like a little truck hitting these things. All right. Last egg there. Let's see if we can get that guy. Got 2 for 1 on that one. Got our pipe too. But you guys get the idea, and you see how small a diameter those eggs are. We're hitting those at 40 yards at will. The accuracy with these pellets is just unbelievable. It really is. So this is definitely a hunter's dream, without any doubt. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion here. How'd our Gamo Hunter Extreme do? Our 25 caliber, outstanding. Oh my God, this performance was just incredible. It really is. But like anything else, let's get to the negatives before I get into the positives. I only have one negative. Can you guys even guess what that is? I just wish this rifle had the whisper suppressor on it. It just makes it just a little bit quieter. That's all. And you know me, I'm very picky. However, I would still have to say it's not a deal breaker. This is still, I would still consider this backyard friendly. I shoot it in my backyard. I mean, you saw all the testing I do. It's not even an issue whatsoever. So with that, let's jump right into the positives. The fit and finish on this, just like the 22, the stock is absolutely amazing. It's just beautiful. And I really think that ever since Gamo and BSA joined together, I think that's when these wood stocks really started coming out and shining. I think it has a lot to do with the BSA end of it. I really do. Also, the CAT trigger, fantastic trigger, and you guys saw the difference. Again, I'm going to tell you, best 10 bucks you'll ever spend on a Gamo rifle if you have a CAT or a SAT trigger. I mean, it just makes it a matched trigger. It's just outstanding. It's just so much fun to shoot, and will definitely improve your accuracy. Speaking of accuracy, how amazing was the accuracy on this? And I gave you guys the whole backstory during the accuracy test as far as the pellets, and Ben sending me some pellets. In fact, those new AEA pellets, I'll go ahead and leave you a link for Ben at the pellet shop. That way if you guys want to get some of those pellets, you can. But you know what I say all the time? I said, you got to introduce the rifle to a variety of pellets, and then the rifle will choose the best pellet. It just so happens we just saved the very best for last. Because I was getting around half-inch groups, maybe a little better, and then all of a sudden these pellets showed up and it was just insane. I mean, seriously, 0.14 of an inch? We've shot 5 shots through the same hole. I mean, just unbelievable. It just shows you the difference. Pellets make a huge difference. That in cleaning your barrel. You got to clean your barrel. I'm going to come out with something in the future that's going to make life much easier for that for you. But hopefully that'll be here maybe the summer or the end of the year. Also, we got good velocity out of this rifle. I mean, think about it. We were getting up to about, actually a little over 33 foot-pounds of energy for a break barrel. Seriously, that's really amazing. This definitely is a hunter's dream. Now, however, this being a Magnum style break barrel, there's going to be a cocking effort with it. And the cocking effort's probably going to be in the mid to high 40s. And that's just part of it. You want a Magnum rifle, you're going to have to earn it. So you're going to have to deal with the heavier cocking process. But you know what? It's no big deal. And I'm going to tell you once again, this is an absolute hunter's dream. To have foot-pounds of energy coming out of a break barrel like this, it's a heck of a deal. It really is. I got to cover something real quick for you, but I'm meaning to cover this. Okay, so you see how I have this scope set up here. All right, and I have separate scope rings. It's not the one piece that sits on the recoil reducing rail, but you still want to use the recoil reducing rail. Well, here's the deal with these new recoil reducing rails. Hold on a second. Let me take this scope loose. I'm going to show you something, which is really essential because I would get questions from you guys. Hey, what if I want to put another scope on there? You know, you want a little higher clearance, you want a little tighter clearance, what have you. Okay, so here's the trick on the scope. So in order to use these rails, do you notice that the scope is on the front portion of this recoil reducing rail? So see where the split is? You do not want to have any scope ring over that line. It has to be north of that line. Okay, so it's got to be north of this line. So the key is, the way that you're going to actually be able to use split rings is these Gamo recoil reducing rails used to come with 2 holes in them. They used to come with a hole in the back, and I'm going to show you real quick, get this scope off here. They used to have a scope, or rather a hole in the back right here, and then one in the front. They no longer have one in the front, so you got to drill that one yourself. So I drilled this one myself, and what's that for? That's so your stop pin right here, your stop pin has a place to go to keep your scope from moving from these heavy recoil guns. And the way you set this up is you take your rings and you take the pin out, you unscrew the pin, take it completely out, and set up your scope rings exactly where you want it, and set up your scope. Tighten it down, then remove your scope, and then where the pin goes, use that to drill out your new hole. So you use that for a guide to drill out your new hole. And you just drill that out, and you just want it deep enough that this pin can go down in that hole. So you drill that out, and then obviously you put your scope ring back in there, you put the pin back in there, you drive the pin down so it doesn't move, and then what that does is then it locks it in place. Because if you just try to use the pin on the back side, your back scope ring will go over the actual separation here. You don't want that. You want, once again, you want that scope ring north of that. Anyway, I just want to give you guys a little hint. That's how you can alter this, so you can use, rather than using a one-piece rail, you can use the 2-piece scope mounts. So anyway, all right. How would I rate this gun? Come on. Even though it doesn't have a suppressor, it's still getting 5 stars. The accuracy, the power, and then the price on these things, they're so reasonable. I mean, these are well under, with the special they had going recently, well under $300 for that whole kit. Remember, that's exclusive to Gamo, so you can't go to anywhere else to pick up this rifle. So anyway, I'm not sure how long they're going to have them either, so this is one that I've definitely added it to my collection, and maybe I'll thin it out at some point. You might see it on my website at some point, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the airgun. Until next time, I hope you and your family are doing great and you're getting plenty of shooting in. So take care and God bless.